Welcome to the David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So all of the CMA Fest stuff is up and on the website. It's on the YouTube, the podcast, and there's a little concern about where all my stuff is. I'm only going to say this again. 18 different platforms, people. Wherever you get a podcast, you get me. You get the show. I will be sitting here talking to you, doing crazy stuff. Who knows what I'm going to be doing? But anyway, we've got some stuff going on, and we're kicking off the regular shows now, back to the old grind, I guess you could say. So anyway, we're going to talk to Chris Myers because he's got a lot of good stuff that he's done in the past, the present, and hopefully in the future. What's up, Chris?
Hello, how are you?
I'm tired.
Welcome to my world.
I know, right? And you got this studio down there in Pensacola, man.
Yeah, it's called Stonewall Studio, and it's I opened it in 2011, and I did a lot of research to build the studio,
right.
And I had an acoustics guy from Indiana. His name's Jeff Headback. He was great, and we got the studio really tuned in. And Mix Magazine, it's a big studio magazine, and we turned in the specs and all that, and every year they do a feature of the top 20 studios that opened in the world.
Awesome.
And in 2011, my studio made that magazine.
Cool.
As one of the top 20. And Jeff had done the acoustics for Sammy Hagar's studio, and he said he wouldn't turn around for the difference between the two.
No.
And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And it's really a really cool vibe. It's what do they call that? A little boutique studio. That's
okay.
I mean, it's little, it's small, but it's got a great vibe.
The one studio I've always wanted to go into, 5150.
I've never been there.
I've always wanted to go to Eddie Van Halen's studio and just check it out.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Just to walk in and just feel the vibe, you know?
Right. I had that experience when the RCA studio downtown Nashville. First time I went in there was like 1984 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, just to be in here where all that history was made, Floyd Kramer, Elvis Presley, I mean, all that, I thought, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
See, I had a friend of the family. She worked at a studio right there off Gallatin Road. And I can't for the life of me remember the name of the studio. Slingerland or something. I can't remember.
I don't know that. I know which one. I know the studio, but I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name of it. But she had, Journey did theirs there, and a bunch of people did it there.
Right.
And I was just like, but I never went in the studio. That was back when I was still young. I didn't care.
Yeah, back when you knew everything.
Yeah, 16, 17, somewhere around in there.
Yep.
I didn't get the bug. A lot of people, they get the bug when they're like in church.
Right.
Or, when they're young, their parents listening to music and all that other stuff. But half the people that come in here, they're like in their teens, and I'm like,
come on, Grandpa.
Yeah. Tell us about it. What's happening? What's going on? So anyway, I couldn't believe, I was reading your stuff. I couldn't believe you had over 125 songs, multi-genre.
Right. Yeah. It's really, you can't really, I don't like to pigeonhole. I like to, I'm not a genre guy. I like bluegrass music. I like country music, and I'm into some jazz. I really like some jazz stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it's all about for me. It's just find something that you can be creative with and try new things. I mean, I've been a country music guy my whole life. And okay, I'm going to write some contemporary jazz. Wait, what?
Interesting.
Yeah. and it's mostly instrumental stuff. The jazz stuff that I do is mostly instrumental, but it's like, oh, that's such a great feeling. to just let the creativity flow. Don't limit it. Don't pigeonhole it. Just let it happen. It's like, oh, this is so cool. And I've worked with some great people who are multi-genre as well, from gospel to jazz to country to, just whatever. And they're to see them talk to me and then play my vision. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Yeah. And it just works out really, really well.
Did you find was it a real big difference doing multi-genre?
Not as far as the music goes. Sometimes the bluegrass world or the country world, the lyrical side, that's a little bit challenging. But as far as the music goes, on the jazz stuff or even country, I can do that very, very easy. The music side comes very easy for me.
Right.
Because I can hear it, I can play it. Sometimes I get challenged with the lyrics, but so does everybody.
The only thing I did was just follow along, man. With the sound and the lights that I did, I just followed along. I didn't care.
Right.
I didn't care what genre it was. I really didn't.
Right.
I've done like DJs. I've done Jamie Johnson. I've done, all kinds of different ones, and back when I first started doing the LD stuff, it was heavy metal, glam metal,
Right.
And I don't know. I just liked it, but I always just followed the bass player.
There you go.
I figured somebody's got to follow the bass player.
Exactly. That is exactly right. My son played in a band that was, I called it that heavy metal screamo stuff.
Screamo.
And the music that they came up with was phenomenal. Just don't sing.
Yeah.
Tell the vocalist to take a break because the music was amazing. But hey, that's what they liked, and they came in the studio and did their thing. It was really cool. I mean, to hear their creativity, I love that. It's awesome.
I'll tell you the one thing that turned me on to the bluegrass Appalachian sound was Mr. Griffith. Watching him on that show,
Right, yeah.
And just because every now and then he had I can't remember the name of the band. What was that old man's name on the Andy Griffith Show?
Yep, I remember. I can see him.
I can't remember his name. I said his name 5 weeks ago. I can't remember.
I don't know. I can see him plain as day.
She's Googling. That's what I like about having help around here. They Google for you.
Gosh.
I can't remember. It wasn't the dude that throwed the brick. I remember that.
Right. Gosh,
it was the old man and had a bunch of sons and everything. They all played bluegrass.
Right.
And had the girl that would sing every now and then.
Right. Yep. I don't remember that.
But that's what got me turned on to the bluegrass stuff.
Right.
And then, I guess it was about 5-6 years ago. They had a bluegrass festival up in the other side of Springfield, right over here, Cottontown, I believe it was. And it was a big festival.
Right.
They had 4 or 5 different stages and all kinds of stuff. And you could walk through and just listen to different things, and it was awesome.
Right. One of the things that I love about bluegrass festivals is, you get to see the top-notch entertainment. Don't get me wrong. I mean, bluegrass musicians are amazing. But after the show's done, after all the shows are done, and you go out to the parking lot or the campground or whatever the case may be, to hear the kids, to see 12, 13, 14-year-old banjo players who are crazy good.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, my gosh, the next generation's going to be great.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that's amazing. To hear the jam out in this parking lot or the campground, whatever, I love that.
Oh, yeah. I had Diamond Dixie on here, and their daddy taught them guitar and stuff like that. But one of the girls, somebody shoot me, I can't remember her name either. She picked up the banjo, and she's self-taught.
Wow.
And several artists that I've talked to on here, young artists, they're getting back to adding in the steel.
Thank you.
Throw some piano in there. I had one guy that even did a mouth harp.
Wow.
And they're leaning more back towards that traditional feel of the country.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I remember back in the late 70s, you know, it seemed like a very pop country kind of thing. And then Ricky Skaggs and Keith Whitley and
Martina McBride,
George Strait, all the traditionals, Alan Jackson, Martin Stewart. And now we're back to pop country, I think. And then you get people like Zack Top or Zack, what's the other Zack?
I don't know. There's so many of them. There's Zack Brown.
Zack Brown's. Some of these people are coming back to the traditional sound. Mm-hmm. And that brings me great pleasure.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
I love the traditional country sound.
Zack Bryan.
Zack Bryan.
That's
the one. Yep, that's the one. And you get, like Casey Musgraves, she's a great singer as well. And there's so much talent. And then you get I love the TikTok famous people.
Yeah.
The TikTok famous people. I mean, who are just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, these kids could have huge career. And most of them don't even want it. They just like to sing.
That's what's crazy about it. The ones that actually want it, they, 10-year town, 9-year town, whatever the heck it's called this year.
Yep.
Because, when I was growing up, it was a 7-year town.
Right.
Now it's turned into like a 13-year town or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. What was that? I think Tim McGraw said that his overnight success took 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, that's a long night.
Oh, yeah.
That's a long night.
Well, I've actually talked to people about singing the same song over and over and over again for 5-6 years.
Right. Every night.
Every night. And that's got to be boring as all get out.
Well, I don't know. I think if you had to play it by yourself every night, that would be a drag. But every night you're out in front of a different crowd. And,
that's true.
The different crowd, you'll get a different energy off. Like tonight it's this song, tomorrow night it's that song. And,
yeah, but every night you still got the same couple of drunk people that's there.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's that. But that's, that's okay. I don't have I remember being in bands, and there'd be nights that the energy coming from the crowd was just so phenomenal that we had a hard time giving it back.
Yeah. But
we all had fun. And, you could sing so bad and people are just, yeah, that's great. Or you're spot on and they just give you all the energy, and getting that energy from the crowd and giving it back to them, and they're singing the songs with you. That is beyond compare.
Yeah.
That's what makes it all worthwhile.
So that's what I always loved when I was doing LD. To see that crowd go nuts at certain points of time from the band and, of course, the lights enhancing the band.
Sure.
And to hear that crowd just go up and roar. I mean, it was just...
Yeah.
I loved it.
I mean, to get as an artist, to get chills from hearing the band, the crowd singing and screaming and carrying on, that's some of the best.
There's nothing like it. I don't care who you are.
Right.
There's nothing like it.
That's the best drug for me.
Yeah.
The response from the artist is just amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it.
That is wild.
100%. That makes it worthwhile.
That makes me want to go back and be an LD, but I don't want to.
You could have done the burlesque show last night.
No, I couldn't. It was all electronic.
I had I guess a computer.
See.
It wasn't a board.
Yeah, I always use a board.
It was an old school program. You would have been fine.
I probably would have figured it out first hour.
If I can figure it out, you could have.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, she's young.
She does more stuff than I don't even know what the hell she's doing.
Yep.
I mean, it's back in my day, it was all analog, and all the light boards was all just the board. That's all you used.
Right.
Because I was a light director down at the Limelight for 2 years.
Right.
and I had 2 boards. I had the normal house board, and then I had my specialty board.
Right.
And that's what I had my movers hooked up to, the hazer, all kinds of different things on that board. And I only had 4 channels to move the movers.
Right.
So I was good, 4 fingers. That's all I needed, Right. And I got out of it, and I come back into it, and everything's changed.
100%. I mean, technology moves so fast. If you don't,
it's crazy.
Take a year break and you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, almost. I mean, it moves so fast.
Well, I took off from 2008 to 2022.
Yeah.
I just walked away from it.
And now, if you wanted to go back, the learning curve is a vertical line.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go back into it. I went a whole different avenue.
Right.
And took the knowledge that I had from back then and applied it to now.
Right.
That's the only thing you can do. What's your studio? Is it analog or half and half, or all digital?
I'm all digital. I'd like to go back to. I'd like to get a good 2-inch tape. Get a good 2-inch tape so I could do the analog stuff. That would be terrific. I got a lot of analog gear, a lot of tube gear and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's hard to come by good machines that are good.
And nobody works on them anymore.
Exactly. So find one that's in good shape that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. And I think that right now, a lot of the plugins, the technology with the plugins that have come along, can give you that warmth that analog will do.
Yeah.
But you can't beat good old fashioned analog recording to 2-inch tape.
I started out recording reel to reel. And we had, in the one room, I remembered, we had 8 reel to reels.
Wow.
That's all we had.
My gosh.
And he was a looping master, man. I mean, he was doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Jeez.
And see, looping back then was on the reel to reel.
Oh, yeah.
Now they got a little box that they just
plug and chuck.
Yeah. I mean, I did Eric Ripper on here, and he was, I'd like to even say that he was a master at looping, because that guy was crazy.
Wow.
With a guitar in his mouth. That was it.
Yeah, the looping machines that they have right now, I've seen so many talented people just put the whole thing, they lay the kick, the snare, and then they start playing the rhythm guitar, and then they'll play the leads, and it's like,
yeah,
you guys are so talented.
They are.
I mean, it's just amazing to watch these kids or even older people. They're just amazing to see their talent, to see what they've really put their heart into. I love that stuff.
I say that's something I love. I love watching talented people.
Oh, yeah.
So I can sit there and go, what the fuck? Why can't I do that?
Well, let's see. What did they say? 10,000 hours.
No.
Put 10,000 hours, you can do it.
I do good to have 5 hours. What are you talking about?
Yes.
You're like me. You're all over the place. You're doing all this stuff. And
exactly.
I mean, even when you was over at RBR, I mean, dude, you had to have like 2 hours a day.
Oh, that was when I first came to RBR. That was a huge learning curve for me. I mean, I've done a lot of things in the business, from songwriting to performing and coaching in songwriting, and then a publishing company. I did all that. And then all of a sudden now it's, okay, now we're on the other side of the spectrum, doing the RBR and getting the licensing and putting it releases and press releases and this and that. And was me.
Yeah.
I had 9 artists. I still have 9 artists. Well, 8 now. One of them is now having a monumental career in country music. But it's me doing all the work on the admin side.
Yeah.
My business partner, Billy Droze, he's the creative side. And, he does all the creatives and all of that. And I take care of all the administration. And, that was a huge learning curve for me. I had never done that.
Yeah.
And, hours of research on how to do this, how to do that. And I was spending a good 14, 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just trying to get to understand. And now I've pretty much got a good grip on it, and I'm very happy about it. And it's a machine. It just runs.
Yeah.
But when you have no clue.
Oh, dude, tell me about it.
That's a scary thing. I mean, it was very good for me to do that. And then, now I'm moving into another direction with that as well. And, I don't know.
It's all in the socials now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have people at RBR that do the social media stuff for RBR. I mean, I don't have time to do it myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I post occasionally, but very rarely. We have other people that do the posting for us, and the engagement, and trying to grow and trying to get people to engage with you. Take polls or whatever the case may be. It's hard because attention spans now are so little.
It's crazy.
3 seconds. If you got 3 seconds to go get someone's attention. Other than that, swipe.
Yeah.
Swipe. I mean, I do it myself.
Well, that's why one reason when we did the CMA Fest,
right?
I just told Caitlin to hit it whenever. Just hit it. As soon as they sit down, hit it. I don't care.
Right.
Here at the house, we do the intro and everything else. And over the next couple of months, I'm going to take a look at that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to see which one's paying off more.
Sure.
That way I know.
Right. I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that'll take just bits and pieces from an interview like this, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that little clip, and okay, cool. Great interview. Great interview.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. You got 3 seconds.
Yeah. And 4 seconds for them to type all the stuff and send it back.
That's right. That's right. And then they're on to the next. They're on to the next thing. So I don't know. I think social media is such an amazing thing.
I think it's a double-edged sword.
Really?
Yes.
I'll
tell you why.
Okay.
You remember growing up?
Yeah.
TV. Mm-hmm. This is what you had.
Right.
You either watched it or you didn't.
Right.
With social media, there's so much out there. And you got a choice of everything.
Right.
You can watch anything you want to. Mm-hmm. You can watch some guy in Indonesia flushing a toilet if you want to. I mean, it's just out there.
Right.
And don't even get me started on some of the other things, because I mean, it just, there's crazy stuff out there everywhere. And I think people like that. They like having the choices and the craziness and, my life don't look too bad.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing research on TikTok just to see what people are doing. Mm-hmm. And the things, and especially live.
Yeah.
The live things. I mean, because that's very rarely unscripted. I mean, very rarely scripted.
And it's a short time frame too.
Right. But to watch some of these people with what they're doing, and I find myself captivated watching. There's 3,000 people watching whatever.
Right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, why? What's the allure? What is the reason they're watching it? And I'm going, this is amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
Chris, what? Wait, you got sucked into this just like these other 3,000 people,
Yeah, exactly.
But it was, I mean, to see, and then, to go through and watch the people who are doing live music or whatever, I absolutely love that. But some of there's people that I've seen on TikTok that are fishing.
Yeah.
They're literally fishing, but they're talking about a subject or something, and then they'll turn around like, oh, got a bite, you know, and they'll have 1,200 people watching.
I don't understand.
I mean, if the subject matter has to be great, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time on that, but to see 1,200 people watching a guy fish, but he's talking about something, and I think the fishing is like
side note.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk music, but I'm going to try and catch a catfish back here.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So I don't know.
Don't tell me that. I'll be wanting to put a podcast on a freaking bass boat now.
Hey, I've been wanting to do that.
I know. You just want to go for the water.
I just always want to be on a boat.
Well, you know, that there's a lot of people. I mean, the lot of deep sea fishing charters are out there live streaming.
Oh, yeah.
There's people who are professional. I mean, not professional, but commercial crab people or lobster.
Yeah.
Here, watch us do our work.
Yeah.
And there's 600 people watching.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And everybody's sitting there cheering for somebody to go overboard. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about going overboard, but my gosh, look at all those crabs you caught in this trap. I mean,
And how much they cost.
and they're making money from TikTok or Instagram, whatever the case is. And yeah, it's really cool.
Caitlin, that's what we're going to do. We're on TikTok you getting ready to do a show one night.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like me before I come up here?
No, like you, when you walk in the door, you go over and you do the set
I thought
everything
you
up.
meant me before. I was like, well, before I was playing Halo, and then looking
Yeah.
at the time, I was like, oh, I gotta go. So that's not very entertaining.
I'll tell you, I promise you, if you put a camera up there in that corner on TikTok Live while you're doing a podcast, you'll have people watching it. I promise you.
Only if they can turn the lights on and off.
I think you just put that camera right over there on the counter with TikTok Live.
That's another freaking camera.
No, you have a phone.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Use that phone.
That's another thing. It's amazing to me, though.
Yeah, I told him to do that for CMAs. I was like, just pull up your phone and do some live streams. And he was like, oh, okay. And then never did.
Yeah, I never did.
100%.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, I mean, I recorded every show because I wasn't sure about the internet.
Sure.
Because we had no plug-in. We couldn't plug it in anywhere. And I think there had to have been at least, 15, 16 other podcasters up there?
A lot more than that.
I don't remember how many were up there. But I was worried about actually getting a good stream, you know. And a lot of people did live stream. And I thought about live streaming from up there.
Yeah.
And that's when Caitlin said, just use your phone and pop up on Facebook every now and then. And I totally forgot about it.
Oh, I'd be all over that like a cheap suit. With the way TikTok is going right now, I mean, I would set a camera right over there every time you did an interview and TikTok it live. You know, because you'll be able to hear it, and it's interesting. Caitlin could bring in her, you know, walk in. Here's what I do. I'm setting it up for the podcast.
Yeah.
What I do, and people will eat it up.
That is weird.
It's such a phenomenon that you have to do it.
Yeah.
But you have to see it in action to believe it, and it's amazing. I couldn't tell you why it happens. It just does.
That's what's weird because, well, my daughter does my TikTok.
Right.
And I'll pull up every now and then just to look at it and stuff. And it'll pull hers up where she's videoing the freaking cats.
They're cute, though.
Yeah, she keeps telling me if I could do a podcast with the two cats.
You did do a podcast with Sin literally
Sin
in your
was-
lap the entire time.
But I had a black shirt on. Sin was black.
Oh, okay.
So the only thing you seen was every now and then her head turned around and you could see her eyes. That was it. It was weird looking.
It was cute, though.
Right. But yeah, I'm telling you, you would have a ton of success. Just put it up there on the counter. Don't worry about lighting. Don't worry about sound. Just put it up there on the stand.
Yeah. See, that's what's weird because I was worried more about the quality and this and that and everything else. And I see other people that are just doing stupid, crazy stuff with just their phone.
100%.
And
Killing it.
1,000 members a second.
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy.
Yep. I think the social media thing is so good for people wanting to express themselves in whatever it is. Here's a new game, or here's this music or whatever. I've watched a lot of videos where a guy would have a bouquet of flowers and he'd walk up to a lady and say, "Hey, would you hold these? I need to tie my shoe." And he'd tie his shoe and just walk away. And the woman's like, "What?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks." A little card in there just for you. But, a lot of feel-good stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of feel-good stuff. And it's really, the feel-good stuff is what really makes me happy.
Yeah.
I whenever I see a political thing, I just scroll on by.
That's what I do.
And that's not my thing. I'll keep my political views to myself.
Exactly.
And, because you never know. We could agree on 5 or 6 points, and then the other 3 is them's fighting words, boy.
Yeah, and I
don't even want to go there.
I haven't figured out how the fighting words came about on that side of the floor, because whatever happened to it's we the people.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it.
Yeah,
Social media.
Yeah, I quit doing the social media thing for a long time because of the
Craziness.
yeah, I mean, hey, I like this guy. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Where's it? It's all negative. I've got enough negativity on my own. I don't need yours too,
Oh, no.
So yeah,
Exactly.
So I walked away from it, but you know something? It's all about the
She's falling asleep too.
it's all about what you stop and look at, the algorithm.
Yeah.
Your feed is what you make your feed.
Yeah.
So,
And your feed has a very appropriate address. This is it.
yeah, exactly.
It don't random.
That's right.
That's your address forever.
100% right. So,
She called us checking her out over there falling asleep. Now she's over there laughing, picking up her phone like, "That wasn't me. That wasn't me."
I wasn't sleeping. I was taking an extended blink.
Dude, I'm telling you, when you get, and some people don't understand this, but I'm telling you, if you're an artist or a podcaster or anything that has anything to do with the industry at all, if you find 5 minutes just to sit, you will nod off.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that couch is comfortable too.
Yeah, that couch is really comfortable.
Absolutely. That's very cool.
I find it funny. You're not the first one. Oh, Lord. So you're still doing the RBR stuff?
Yes. Still working with RBR and getting new singles out for some of our artists. Ralph Stanley, too, has a new single out right now.
Awesome.
Gary Nichols has a new single out right now. Billy Droze is getting a new single coming out
Cool.
next week or two, hopefully. And, it's just getting the singles out and letting everybody hear them. And, and Billy playing them live, at his shows, and,
Yeah.
and Ralph and, everybody playing their songs.
Well, see, that's I've had several people on the show that have an album fixing to drop or a new single fixing to drop.
Right.
And sometimes, depending on when the show is going to actually drop, sometimes I'll tell them, okay, do a teaser. Don't do the full song.
Right.
Because you don't want somebody, beating the whole gig, the gig on it.
Right.
And I love the when they got new albums coming out and new songs coming out and things are fixing to drop. And
Right. Yeah, Gary Nichols is putting on the finishing touches on his record, and Ralph, we're going to go meet Ralph, depending on when you put this out, but
Yeah.
we're going to meet with Ralph about talking about finishing up his new record.
yeah,
And another one of our artists, Don Rigsby, he's getting ready to get started on completing his record.
yeah.
So
Now, are they doing full records or are they doing?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Let's see. What's the difference here? We got EP, then we got LP. I forgot what the other one was. I think it was just single.
yeah,
I can't remember.
right. Singles, EPs, and LPs. LPs. That's
Which I get confused by all that because I'm just an old album guy, and it was a single 45 with a B side. That's all I had.
Yeah, that's right. And then the EPs, we never had EPs until we went digital.
Yeah.
And then the LPs, the long play album.
Well, now we had the the promo ones that were sometimes 3 to 4 songs that was done on a 4-track recorder.
Right. I remember that.
So we could get gigs.
Right. Exactly. I remember doing that myself. Mm-hmm. But yes, now it's EP, which I think they call an EP anywhere from 3 to
6, I believe it is.
Right. And then the LP's typically 10.
10 to 15, I think I was told.
Unless you're in country music, then they'll drop 25s.
Yeah.
You know.
It all depends. Well, I mean, you've got some artists that are dropping a new single. Mm-hmm. They're just doing the single route.
Right. And I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think there's...
I think it keeps it fresh.
100%. And, you know, they can, with their tour schedules, okay, we can run in and do this single. Okay, do it. Put it out. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm out for 3 months. Okay, I'm back in.
Yeah.
Let's do another single. Okay, I'm out for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot to be said about the single culture, if you will.
I couldn't do that.
It's tough. It really is. But I think that's what a lot of people are doing, because with the way the streaming works right now, here's this new record. Oh, I only like 3 songs. Mm-hmm. And the rest is, I'll never listen to those. So they're not going to buy the CDs always. I mean, if you sell stuff at your gigs, you know, the merch that's if you have a CD, they'll buy it at the gigs.
Yeah.
Get you to sign it. You know, it's something that you can take with you.
Yeah.
But you'll download the 3 songs or 5 songs.
Well, see, that's something that I'm very happy about. Has not changed at all. The fans still wanting the autograph, the shaking the hand, the pictures.
Right.
I'm glad that has never changed.
Right. I think that's a great thing. Mm-hmm. You know, because especially as an artist, you can go out there and engage with them, you know, and just like we're talking, you know, just talk to them. They're just people. They put their pants on just like you do.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, my analogy is when they don't make the hole on the underwear, they fall over just like everybody else.
Yes, that is true. 100%. But yeah, I mean, I love meeting new people and talking to them, and, you know, I would like to do more of that.
Yeah.
I think that would be really, really cool to just get out and engage with people.
Yeah.
Sing a song or whatever.
Well, see, that's what I'm finding out from the CMA Fest and doing the podcast. I'm getting that, you know, everybody's saying you've got to network more. You've got to go out more.
Right.
And I started doing that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm sitting there the whole time I'm out, I'm listening to them, I'm having fun, I'm meeting them, and, you know, getting an occasional picture or something. Because I'm not a big picture hog. I don't know why. I just ain't.
Right.
But in the back of my mind, I'm still like, okay, I need them on here. I need them on I need to get this podcast. I need to get this. I need to get that, you know.
Right.
And it's just crazy, all the stuff that a lot of things go through your head.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy meeting people and hearing their story. They could inspire a new song or something.
Yeah.
You know, one line, it's like, oh, I'm going to write that line down because I need that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what I like about talking with people, because they'll, especially, or hearing how they relate to your song. Mm-hmm. You know, oh, that song saved me, or that song did wonders for me. That song said what I couldn't. You know, those are the things that I like.
Well, after being around the songwriters and everything, one of the best things I love, and this is no lie because I've had it happen several times, you're in a conversation. You're having a good conversation, you know, and they'll say, wait a minute, I need to write that down. You know, what what you just said, I need to write that down, you know. Right. And I'm like, I use it.
Pull my phone out and write that, and send me a memo or something, because and then and if they're another songwriter, they'll say, don't forget I gave you that. I'm a writer on that song.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm weird. I'll have 1,001 ideas and never keep none of them for myself.
Bless your heart. That's awesome.
Just can't. I mean, I'll forget about it.
Yeah, I've experienced that. Wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, have a song idea, and that is so good, I won't forget it.
Yeah.
Right. Always write it down.
No, you got to.
That's what I do for sure.
It's crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I don't know if I still got it on my phone or not. I'll get an idea every now and then, and I'll write something down. I don't have it no more. Shit. I don't think I do.
It's always nice when you...
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
There it is. It's funny stuff.
I was about to say, are you going to share with the class, or are you just...
No, I'm sharing with him. I ain't sharing with the class. The very bottom down there.
Rude.
Yes, very rude. You have to be when something hits your head and you think about it and you write it down. You can't share it with the class.
Yeah, that's great.
That's just something that hit me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just got up to go to work.
Wow.
And the very next day I sent it to them and I'm like, hey. And then I never got a reply, which meant they didn't like it. So,
or they're going to write it and then send it to you. Here, what do you think?
Yeah, who knows? Right. I don't know.
Well, that's cool. I like that. I think that's got some great potential.
Potential.
No, I did not mean it that way.
It's okay. I don't care. So what about, what are you doing over at NSAI?
Well,
are you still over there, or are you?
Not, excuse me, not so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was a regional coordinator. NSAI has their headquarters is here,
right? And
that's the Nashville Songwriters Association, and they're trying to help songwriters get as much money as they can, make sure all all the credits and all that are there. And they have regional chapters because there's a lot of songwriters that don't live here in town.
Right.
And so I was a regional coordinator. I would, and I had the chapter down in Pensacola, Florida. And we had a really good group of people that would come in. They'd share ideas. We'd do, I don't want to say critiques, or evaluations, but people would play their songs, and we would, as a group, give a lot of feedback, however you want to look at it.
I'd been holding up signs that said like 5 or 6. Or,
Well, I mean,
that's an 8. Way to go there.
Yeah. And the thing is, the beauty of that is there's a lot of people that will come in with songs that are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some that you like, bless their heart.
Oh yeah.
But even some of the big songwriters in town, big songwriters, they're like, these are great songs. And then there's times like, bless your heart.
Yeah.
Even the big ones. So, but it was really nice to be able to help the people, talk about just the little things, like, don't tell me your song, show me your song.
Yeah. I want to feel it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it was very good. We would, there's songwriting opportunities that came from NSAI for everybody to send their songs in and get evaluated or submit for a publishing kind of, they would do contests and things like that. So I was like an extension of of NSAI here in town in Nashville, and just down in there, it was just kind of a reach. And we had quite a few members, and then they all just kind of went their life came in. basically, and they kind of went their own ways. And the chapter, unfortunately, went away. But I'm still involved with NSAI. I play around with, I mean, not play around, but do a lot of things that the exercises and all that, because I'm still working on the craft. You know, even though I've had success, I'm still working on the craft. It's a lifelong journey, and it's great to hear presentations from other songwriters. The way they look at things. NSAI, if you are going to be a songwriter, NSAI is a place to go.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a first timer,
right.
Excuse me, to learn just the basics. And in my eyes, I've always said there's 2 rules to songwriting. Rule number 1 is there are no rules.
Yeah.
And rule number 2, if you think there's rules, see rule number 1.
Right.
Because there's no right or wrong. And if you make people feel something with your song, great. At the end of the day, if you feel something and nobody else likes it, that song is for you. Mm-hmm. You wrote that song for you. Yeah, we all want to write songs for the masses, but write for you and be three chords and the truth, 100%.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoy working with NSAI. I mean, I think what they're doing for songwriters' rights and, you know, the whole admin side of songwriting, I think that's amazing what they're doing. And I will always support that.
Yeah.
And then the teaching and working on the craft, that's a whole nother thing. And
yeah.
I enjoy doing that stuff as well. I think that NSAI is a fantastic organization, and I will always support that.
Awesome.
Excuse me. Yeah, they're. I mean, some of those. It's really cool to go down there and write. They have writers' rooms at NSAI.
Yeah,
and it's really cool because you never know who you're going to meet. I remember going down there and I met someone in the lobby, and it was like, "So what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just kind of hanging out." "Oh, let's go write a song." "Okay," and we did. You know, I mean, I didn't know this cat from Adam. Mm-hmm. And we stepped outside and we wrote a song.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, that's what makes it cool. And you never know who's going to show in. In fact, today on, I believe it's Facebook, I saw that Teddy Gentry from Alabama was at NSAI downtown and writing a song with somebody.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because you never know who's going to jump in there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite jokes. And it's a joke, but it's kind of not. It's kind of true. But it's like, you know, you have 3 or 4 songwriters sitting around and they get stuck in a certain area, and then the janitor walks through and says the word. Yep. Now he's got $5 million, you know.
100%. Yeah. There's a lot of the word for a third.
Yeah.
You know, oh gosh. Okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how all that works.
Well, the beauty of the songwriting here in Nashville for me is if there's 2 guys, it's a 50-50 split. If there's 3 guys, it's 33s. Right. Mm-hmm. I read an article about some of the songwriters in LA, and they were talking about how, well, you only put 14 syllables in the song.
They're breaking it down that far.
Going down to the syllable.
Good God.
Are you kidding me? What a nightmare that would be.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'd hate to be the accountant on that.
Oh, yeah. And then you got 6 or 7 songwriters, 6 or 7 publishers. That's a nightmare. I like 2 songwriters, 2 publishers, or whatever the case may be. It's easy. It's simple.
See, I remember back the glam metal, the heavy metal stuff, you know, and it was usually the singer was writing the lyrics, and a couple of the band members or just one of the band members would write the song, you know. Iron Maiden, Steve Harris writes the biggest majority of all their music,
right? All
their songs, you know, and that's an easy split.
Yeah, super easy. And then you get the another guy like Charlie Daniels Band.
Yeah,
I don't know who did most of the writing, but everybody in the band was a writer on that.
You know, I wonder if Charlie did that on purpose. Because he loved his guys. He
I
loved
think
them.
so. I think he probably did. I mean, I would say that everybody contributed,
Yeah.
something. I mean, I wrote the words and I wrote the melody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that drum beat that makes it great, or it's that piano lick that makes it great, or whatever the case is. And I think that's why he did that. Why he does that. I think that there's a couple of bands in the bluegrass world that are doing that as well. Yeah, this guy wrote the words and this guy made the melody, but the band
Wrote the song.
And I think that's awesome.
I love that.
I mean, I especially, when it comes time to royalties and stuff like that. I mean,
See, I think if a band writes a song, everybody should partake.
absolutely.
Everybody should get a cut.
100%. And I think that, when it comes to mechanical royalties or songwriter royalties, that's nothing. And the streaming from Spotify or Apple Music, whatever, that's a nothing. But if you're fortunate enough to get on some of the bigger platforms where you have to pay the digital royalties, like Sirius XM, now we're talking some serious money for these people.
Oh, yeah.
But to get the credit and the little bit of pittance for your contribution, I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, if it's all you, I think Prince was like that. Prince could play every part. I don't need you to record this. I can do it.
Yeah. I read an article on Prince where they were talking about how he played every instrument. He was editing. He was, basically producing the whole freaking album also.
Right.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know if it's true, but I read something that said he went to the drummer and said, no, it's like this.
Yeah.
This is how you play this. Oh, okay. Yeah. Or the bass player or whatever. This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I'd be like, got you, boss.
Yep.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, I would be too. Yes, sir. I am on it.
But I gotta, you gotta give props to Prince. I mean, he's
crazy good.
he knew exactly what he wanted when he wanted it. And he was so amazingly talented.
Oh, yeah.
I think he, honestly, you see a lot of the articles of the best guitarist and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
They need to really put Prince on there because he is phenomenal.
I would agree with that. I think he's so multi-talented across. I mean, yeah, he's a great guitar player. Yeah, he's a great drummer. Yeah, he's a great bass player. Yeah, he's just great.
Yeah.
Just let's have that category. They're just great.
Just an all around guy.
All around great.
Yeah. What is it they call it in football? The MVP.
Yes.
There you go.
Most valuable player. He would be the most valuable player. I mean, he was so good. Gosh, he was great.
It was awesome.
And,
a lot of them lost too soon.
Right. And I think that I'm not 100%, but I think that Frank Zappa was like that as well.
Frank was too. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Frank has a bad rap for being
Frank.
for being way out there. You're right. But he was a very talented guy as well. Yeah. And so,
there's a lot of them that are just, I don't know. I mean, I tried playing guitar when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I picked up the bass a little bit. I was more comfortable on drums because I was beating the shit out of something. But that went away too, especially when I got to the age of cars.
Oh, yeah.
My first car was a 67 Mustang Fastback.
Wow.
So
how cool is that?
I found cars, and what did I find after the cars? The girls. So a lot of that music stuff went away, but I was happier, honestly, in the production.
Right.
I was happier recording people. I was, doing the live sound and the light shows and stuff like that. I was always happier doing that.
Right.
Because I was like, it was like standing outside the bubble and watching these really, really talented artists. And I was adding to them.
Right. I say to this day, I would like, in town here, Brent Mason is like the top guitarist.
Yeah.
He's just, and I find myself saying, I just like to be able to play what he's forgot.
Yeah.
Stuff that I mean, because I just want to, I mean, these guys are so good.
Oh, yeah.
And they practice hard. And you're right. I mean, I started playing guitar when I was 7 years old, or I started playing piano when I was 7, and then started going into guitar at about 12 or 13.
Right.
And then I got the bug. It's like, oh, this is cool. I like this. I want to do this a lot.
Yeah.
And that was good. And you know, I've always had that in the back of my mind. You know, I always want to do music. I didn't do it for a long time. I was a computer programmer for a while. I was a firefighter paramedic for a while. I did this for a while, did that for a while, but I always had music.
Yeah.
And, you know, music would always be the one thing that would, if I'm feeling bad, I could go play my guitar.
Yeah.
And
You could always do something.
yeah, do that. So it was always good. Always good.
That's one thing I hate.
The phone.
You know, no matter where you lay it down, whether it's on vibrate or whatever, whenever something goes off on it, you're like,
Yep. I try to keep mine in my back pocket.
yeah.
Yeah, and you can see it very clearly in that camera, so
Can
be
you?
careful with
Really?
that.
Oh, look.
But see, now we have technology, so my watch goes off.
Ah,
And that-
see, I
so
don't
the
have
watch
that.
is like, oh, what's going on here? And people say that. What are you looking at your watch for? Oh, I just got a notification. There's a storm coming, or I just missed a phone call.
So I got to get your take on this.
Okay.
Songs prophesizing future. Have you noticed it? Have you seen it?
Well, a little bit, yeah, but not a lot.
And the reason I asked that question was because I was talking about the phone.
Right.
Simon and Garfunkel,
Oh,
Sound of Silence.
right.
Our heads are bowed to the neon god we made.
Wow. I never really thought about it that way.
You have to listen to that now.
You're right. As soon as I'm through here, I will go. I will listen to that on my way back.
And I'll tell you another one that's weird. Dave Mustaine. Peace sells, but who's buying? War is profitable, baby.
Oh yes, it is.
Appetite. Let's see. What was it? Shit. What was the name of the song? Damn, I lost it. It was Megadeth. Anyway, there's 2 or 3 songs in Megadeth categories
Right.
that really prophesize the future.
I haven't really done a lot of that.
So you got to start looking at stuff the way I do. It's weird.
Do I need to enhance anything?
No. This is totally sober.
Okay, good.
No enhancement whatsoever.
Okay, well,
That's the scary part.
I was gonna say, well, if I have to be on mind altering stuff, I don't think I could do that. But
No.
yeah, I'll have to go and listen to it with a different mindset
But go back to some of the music that you used to listen to a long time ago. Some of the older songs and stuff. And just
Right.
listen to them every now and then with a clearer mind
right.
and listen to the words.
Yeah.
It's weird how some of that stuff.
Yeah, that I'll have to really check that out. That would be interesting. I've never
'cause-
done it before.
I mean, Riders in the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's one of the best songs that was ever made, you know?
See, a lot of the songs that that people talk about, I don't really know about because I've been a country guy my whole life.
I know.
You know, so I mean, I've heard of Megadeth. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. I couldn't tell you one song that they've done. And I've heard of Simon and Garfunkel, and I've listened to 4 or 5 of their songs. But
Yeah. What's weird is Disturbed did Sound of Silence better than Simon and Garfunkel.
really,
Yes.
I'll have to.
It's just
listen to
something
that.
about David Drummond's vocals in it
Right.
that just send it home. Because it's a dark song to begin with.
Right. Yes, that.
Very dark song to begin with. I got a thumbs up from Donna over there. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'm not trying to be David Drummond. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and there's a couple of different song stories about how that song came about. You know, and one of them was I think it was Art Garfunkel had a friend who was blind, and that had an influence on the song or something.
Yeah.
I haven't really read into that, but
but I'm giving you new things to think about.
I promise I will go check it out tonight. I will check that out for sure, because
Donna's got it on her playlist.
Okay. That's good. That's for sure. Make sure you give me that playlist, would you?
But you listen to it and it's right there. Yeah. I mean, it slaps you in the face.
Right.
Because that's what we've done, because nobody can exist without a cell phone.
Oh, I'd like to.
I loved it back when I could hang up the phone.
Right.
With the 20-foot long cord on the wall.
Absolutely.
And walk out the front door and nobody knew where the hell I was at.
Exactly.
Nobody cared.
Right. Well, you know, and have you seen the videos where they have the millennials or the Gen Zs, whatever, with the boomers? And it's like, and they would ask the question, how do you hang up a phone? And the kid would go, how do you slam the phone? And the boomers or whatever, bam, you know, you could tell.
There was a lot you could emphasize in in a regular phone.
Oh, yeah.
Just slamming it down. It depended on how pissed off you was at somebody.
Exactly. Now it's boop, boop, boop. Oh, I must have made him mad.
Well, I mean, you remember when radio stations used to do call-ins?
Yes. Yeah.
I am not lying when I say this. The first time KISS ever played Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, my index finger was bleeding because I was trying like hell on a rotary dial phone.
Oh, yeah.
To dial in to, God, who was that? 107, 106. I can't remember which one it was. WMAK, I think it was.
Right.
I won tickets.
And you have, and heaven forbid there's a 9 in the number.
Oh, yeah, you're screwed.
You're pushing it back as fast
you're
as you can
screwed, man.
Yep. I remember
it's just all messed up.
I remember that so well. I mean, remember beat caller number 9, and there was no redial. You know.
And you didn't get no high or anything else. You just got your caller number 4, and you'd be like, ah!
Right. Call back.
Yeah.
We already have it, so. If you got in once, you were lucky.
Oh, yeah. That's all it was. You was as lucky as I'll get out.
Exactly.
You brung your guitar. You going to play your newest single?
I will.
Because I want to talk about how you've gotten into this new, getting back into the limelight of the songwriting.
Okay. Well, let me grab my guitar. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll be right back, y'all. Hang on just a second. All right. So we got everything dialed in now. And Chris, I ain't even going to say the name of the song or anything. You just take it away from wherever you're at.
All right. Well, the name of this song is called One in a Row.
One in a Row.
It was, I've been saying this, my mother's been saying this, about just getting started with One in a Row. And this particular song is a very popular, positive song.
It could be popular.
Well, from your lips to God's ears, right? So, but yeah, it's a very positive song because all it takes is one.
Right.
If you can you have that one success, that's one in a row. And if you're, and it's really a good, for me, it's just about the positive. I've been in a lot of negative places, and I like to have the positive. And it goes from a little 7-year-old playing baseball. It's like, I'm never going to hit the ball. I'm never going to hit the ball. And finally he does. And it's like, hey, that's one in a row. I can do it. I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And you'll hear that in the song. And then the same thing with musicians. All it takes is one song.
That's all it takes.
And that's one in a row. And that's what this whole song's about. It's all about being positive.
I love that.
So
if they quit keeping score at soccer mom events, then,
Exactly.
Put the scoring back in, okay?
Yeah, we don't need any 8th place trophies and stuff like that. But, it's a very, to me, it's a very positive song. And it's very encouraging.
did you pull from your background of all working with the songwriters and the songs you've done to get to this point?
Well, not with this song, no. This song, I had a dear friend, his name was CJ Watson, that lived here in town. And he came to the Gulf Coast. We have a songwriter festival down there called the Frank Brown International Songwriting Festival.
I have heard of it.
And that's like one of the top 5 songwriting festivals. And he came down and we met and we talked, and it was like, I said it several times during our conversation. He said, we ought to write that. And I said, okay. Yeah. And we did. And it was, this is probably, of all the songs that I've written, this is probably my favorite.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear it.
I mean, it really is. It's one of those songs that just makes me feel good.
Good.
So 1 in a row. Swing and a miss and a swing and a miss, swing and a miss again. Finally I quit counting when it got up to 10. Then I swung that bat and I heard a crack like thunder from the heavens. I could see my name in the Hall of Fame. I'd be turning pro by the time I was 7. All I need for a winning streak is 1 in a row, and I'm on a roll. This could be the start of something. You gotta believe in more than a dream. Man, don't give up on nothing. Ain't no telling how far this might go, but it's 1 in a row. I sing and I played and I drove and I stayed in the back of an old Dodge van. Set up, throw down, pack up, head out on the road again. From the state fair show to the radio, feels like a million miles. One day I'll look back and say, those were good old days, it was all worthwhile. Once I get that first big hit, that's 1 in a row, and I'm on a roll. This could be the start of something. You gotta believe in more than a dream. Man, don't give up on nothing. Ain't no telling how far this might go, but it's 1 in a row. Yeah, the cool thing is, if you're hearing this, that's 1 in a row, and I'm on a roll. This could be the start of something. You gotta believe in more than a dream. Man, don't give up on nothing. Ain't no telling how far this might go, but it's 1 in a row. One in a row.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I love the whole analogy in it.
Yeah, like I said, it's 1 in a row, and you got to keep on believing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up. I mean, a lot of people will do that. They'll just...
Well, that's something I've said several times on the show. There's a lot of songwriters that will come to town, good intentions, good heart, everything.
Right.
The sharks will bleed them dry, and they'll go back home.
Yep.
And they'll throw all that stuff in the closet.
And never touch it again.
And my thing is, I want to hear the obscure.
Yeah.
I want to hear the stuff that you put in that closet, because I guarantee you, it'll turn somebody's life around.
Absolutely. Don't give up.
No.
I mean, get knocked down 7 times, get up 8 times.
Well, just
Keep
like,
going.
you know, the daddy Batman said to the little Batman, why do we fall down?
So get back up.
To get back up.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, I've told countless people, don't you dare stop. Oh, but it's not working for me. Don't you dare stop.
No.
You got to keep going. And listen to my song. It's one in a row. You just have one success, and that one success is going to change your life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's what I think about this. When I think about it, I mean, I remember doing a video with a 6-year-old who was swinging the bat with a wiffle ball,
Right.
You know, wiffle ball bat, and he finally hit it, and his whole demeanor changed.
Oh, yeah.
He was frustrated, hitting his bat on the floor and just on the ground and just mad, and then he hit it, and his whole thing changed.
Oh, yeah.
And then he hit it again, and he hit it again, and it's like, see,
Yeah.
don't give up. And you know, oh, this is so great. I love it.
Oh, yeah. And just because, you know, you hit it one time, don't stop and think that you're never going to hit it again.
100%.
You're going to hit it.
Absolutely.
Might not be the next time, but you're going to hit it.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you in the baseball world, I mean, Barry Bonds didn't hit a home run every single time.
No.
Hank Aaron never hit a home run every single time. They struck out.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan didn't make all his, he didn't dunk every single time.
No.
They just kept going. They didn't quit. And that's the important thing. Just keep
Yeah.
going.
I just, nobody likes a quitter. Keep going.
Well, I can name a few quitters I'd be happy with. You know, I mean, if you're battling,
Yeah.
you know, something and you quit, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got
I can do that.
Yeah.
I could do that. Oh, I need a nap now, Donna, after you just falling asleep over there.
See, leading by example.
I'm not. She thought she was off the hook.
That's fun.
It's nothing but fun.
That is fun.
Dude, and that's off your. Now, did you do an EP or an LP?
I have an LP in the works.
LP in the works. When you going to release it?
I'm hoping September.
Now, are you going to do the whole LP, release it, or are you just going to do the every 6 months drop a single?
I'm shooting for the whole LP.
Okay.
That's what I'm shooting for.
So we're kicking it old school.
Right. I'm going to try and do that. In fact, I'm going into the studio tomorrow. This is July, and I'm going to do work on my next single, which will be coming out in about a month, I think.
Now, are you doing it at your studio or?
No, I'm doing it here in town.
Oh, well, say I was going to bum a ride with you if you was going back.
Hey, come on. See, I'm leaving Sunday. So
Sunday.
Yeah. So I'll come by and pick you up. Or,
Cool.
And
Now, there might be a few more people than just me. I'm just letting you know.
I have seating for 6. No luggage, but seating for 6.
Cool. So we just need a couple of drinks and 2 watermelons, and we'll be there.
Okay, come on. I will take you to Pensacola. Let's go.
We'll hang out.
All right, that sounds great.
You want to do deep sea fishing or anything like that?
Last time I went deep sea fishing, me and the ocean didn't get along very well.
Yeah, I felt that the last time I went deep sea fishing. And I went with my son and his new wife, Melissa. And they got married on the beach down there.
Right.
And he wanted to go deep sea fishing. And I was like, well, sure, I'll go too, you know. And I was like, this is not what I remember when I used to go deep sea fishing a lot.
I used to fish with my dad a lot. And I never had a problem. Boy, I got on that boat and I wasn't driving. And
Yeah.
diesel fumes and all that combined, it was like, this is not going to be a fun trip.
No, this is, no. Where's the side again?
Yeah, that was not fun. But I did finally come around and we did catch some fish, so it was fun. But
I'm getting older. It's a whole lot easier to go to the market and just get what you need.
right. And see, we have a pretty, I don't know if it's, there's people that come to a fish house in Pensacola.
Right.
That, you know,
They go out and catch it.
Right. I will get it from there.
There you go. That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going out on a boat if I was driving. I've never been sick if I'm driving.
I've turned into the control freak. I really have, because I like to be the one driving, or I like to be, well, I mean, it took me forever to hear Caitlin do this,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
because I was a control freak,
Right.
you know.
But yeah, boats are, I have a bad relationship with boats. That's another story, but
Yeah, we'll get into that next time.
okay. Yeah, let's talk boats.
And now here's Chris on the Gibson 1977 32 foot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was a Chaparral,
Yeah,
27 foot.
27 foot.
Yeah, it was a beautiful boat.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, dude. Man, I really appreciate you doing that song.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thanks for letting me play it. I totally appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, I love it. And hopefully everybody will look forward to your LP coming out.
Oh, yes. That would be fantastic. Watch social media.
Well, you got to tell them all the social media you're on.
Okay.
You need a list?
Yeah, probably should, because I'm everywhere. I'm on YouTube, chrismyersmusic.space. I'm on TikTok, Chris Myers Music. Facebook is chrismyersmusic.space. Instagram's Chris Myers Music. Just
So Chris Myers Music everywhere.
pretty much.
I'm trying to help you.
Right. Well, but there is another artist named Chris Myers. And I thought, wow. And I thought, let me go look and see. And he's good.
Yeah.
So, okay. But it's, Chris Myers Music or Chris Myers Music space.
Yeah.
.space.
I think some people go official or
Yeah.
there's so many different things out there now.
I know. And, the .com, it's interesting in Alabama, in Mobile, there was a car dealership, Chris Myers Pontiac Nissan.
Awesome.
And
Did you get the followers?
no, but he still owns, I mean, that car dealership is gone, but he still owns the domain, chrismyers.com.
Wow.
And in the South, I mean, down in that area, lower Alabama and Northwest Florida, when I introduce myself, I'm Chris Myers. Oh, you're the car guy. No, I'm not the car guy. If I had a nickel for every time someone said you're the car guy, Donald Trump would be calling me for a loan. But I mean, I'd be a bazillionaire.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I'm the musician. I'm poor.
We're all dirt poor.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so anyway, Chris Myers or Chris Myers Music Space, Chris Myers Music, Chris Myers Music Space. Those are.
Well, we'll get them all wrote down. I'll
Right.
put them on the bottom of the Facebook and
Okay.
on the podcast.
I think I just created a link tree.
Okay.
I think, I'll send that to you
Okay.
because that'll be easier to do.
Yeah, because I'll have to put it all on there.
Okay.
That way people can get in touch with you.
Yes, I would love that. chrismyersmusic.space, my website, that's
Yeah.
a good place to go to. I mean, because I know that one for sure. chrismyersmusic.space. That's my website.
Okay. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Chris, I appreciate you being on here. This has been a lot of fun.
Yes, I've had a great time, lots of laughs, and that always makes me happy.
All right. Cool beans.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, everybody. So we're going to get off here, and we've got Chris Myers. You can check him out. I'm going to put all the links on there and get everything straight to where it needs to be. That way y'all can find him and look for his album, LP, I'll say, all over the map.
Mm-hmm. All over the map.
I started to say all over the world. I don't know why. It's weird. All over the map.
Uh-huh.
And then y'all can hang out and listen to him. So it's good is stuff. And yeah, it's all his stuff is good. Check him out. He's been around for a while. He's done a lot of great things for songwriters, and I love all of that about him. And we'll probably sit here and talk another hour after the show. So we'll see everybody later. Love you. Mean it. Hit the subscribe button.